No experts, no insiders, just fans.
Transmission from Smackdown Wrestling Podcast begins in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin broadcast.
Welcome to Tuesday Night Smackdown. I am the Jew that leads the crew, Adam Baum. And joining me tonight, there's no maybe Medine.
Nope.
I had to call in a substitute. His name is Bionic Brian.
What the fuck is going on, man?
Not much. This is the motherfucking...
Is it? No.
Smackdown? No.
Could be.
Smart take? What?
I'll go with it. The motherfucking I almost said takedown. Wow, that's cute.
I know.
That was cute.
I was trying.
It just comes off the tip of my tongue.
I was really trying to bait you with that one. So anyway,
Yeah.
Who's with us?
We got no on the board. Juan, Berto, and Teddy Two Stone Hart.
Oh, man. I have no idea what's going on.
What's going on, guys?
Juan,
Stike is on there as well.
Juan is here. He doesn't know how to spell check. Stike, we'll get to you and me being right. Of course, we got to kick it off. Just get right to it, right, Brian?
Yeah.
That's how we do it?
No, do we? I don't know. I'm not on Tuesdays usually.
You don't remember? It's been that long?
No, I do remember. I'm just fucking with you.
I can't get the stuff to work.
Oh, God.
Right? No sound effects. I don't know how to do it. So we'll do this. Three key ingredients.
That was pretty good on the fly.
Hey, it is what it is. Number one, half right. Number two, rivalry out of nowhere. And number three, top 10 garbage. Let's kick it off with number one. Number one. So, half right. We called it last week, or I should say I called it. But I called that we were going to have a triple threat. I said that it was going to end in some shenanigans, like a double pin or something like that, and it was all a swerve work. But instead, we got a really, really good match, and AJ causes the DQ. Same result that we predicted. Again, I predicted.
And I kind of call bullshit on that. That needs to be something that kind of...
It's on tape. This isn't like one of those times where we're sitting on the couch and I say something and you go, oh, it's bullshit.
I understand.
I have a fucking recording to prove it. We called it triple threat. I called it triple threat. Like how I keep doing that?
Mm-hmm.
And
it's cute.
I just called it because I thought there was going to be a double pin. I thought they were going to like pin each other and the ref would... I thought there was going to be some kind of swerve with that. I did not see. That was kind of out of left field. AJ being the catalyst. But the way they're telling the Shane and Daniel Bryan story, they're using AJ as the catalyst to justify Daniel Bryan's actions so that we don't know if he's just capitalizing on it or if he really is in line with Cammy. KO and Sammy.
Well, what do you think right now? I mean, do you think...
I truly still think that, and I've said this before, but now I'll have it on tape once again for you, Brian.
On
do you want
tape?
to? Yeah. Do you want to?
Dating yourself, sir.
Hey, I am fucking old.
Yeah.
Do you want to write this down, timestamp it? I still think that Daniel Bryan is in line with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and I also believe that he is doing so at the behest of Triple H. I think that's the whole swerve. That's the whole work. I don't think that they're going to get The Rock. I believe it was Stike on the board that said it last night, and I believe it's going to be Shane and Rousey versus Triple H and Steph.
Shane and Rousey. That's interesting.
Because I think they're going to create this. I don't know. If not, obviously Shane's going to fight Daniel Bryan. If Daniel Bryan's going to wrestle. So there's too many what-ifs around that whole scenario. But I still think that Daniel Bryan, he's just... Nobody explains the justification behind their actions unless they're trying to hide something in such detail. And I'm talking about a scripted show. I'm not talking about in real life.
Sure.
Like soap operas. This is a male soap opera. He is describing in detail, oh, I'm not up to shenanigans. Here's why I did this, and here's why I did that.
I think it just gives it credibility. And I mean,
I think it establishes the work. I'm not dismissing it. I'm not saying it's bad. I think it's good. But I think they're using AJ so well in covering up Daniel Bryan's alliance.
That's true. And I mean, one of the biggest things though that I find strange with it is just how they're kind of flipping the switch. So like you said, like they're using AJ as kind of the catalyst to spark everything with kind of links up Daniel Bryan in the whole story.
The triumphant return, apparently, of Perfect 11 is happening on the board.
Hey
welcome back, sir. Estrada's here as well, Bomb Squad. But maybe he'll fight with Sophie over something stupid again.
I don't know. The fact that they're using AJ, who is the face, right, in the story, they're using him to kind of, and even tonight, like he was the guy that attacked Sammy, even though Sammy was the one that was kind of.
That's why I'm saying it's brilliant the way they're making AJ, and AJ was the one who called for the handicap match.
Right.
AJ is the one who got made it become a triple threat. It's so skillful, the manipulation.
Well, it's different. This is kind of the opposite of what we usually see. You have the face kind of going after everyone, and then you have the two heels that are kind of, you almost kind of not feel sympathy, but
what if they throw all of them in the mix for Mania?
Well,
what if it's a big fucking hodgepodge?
No.
Sammy, KO, Daniel Bryan, Shane O'Mac.
Now you're just fucking drunk.
AJ Styles all in one match.
Go home. Can you? Oh, you don't have any sound effects. Wow, this is like.
Wait, it's back.
Oh, damn it!
It came back.
God damn it!
You know, I think it was Teddy's sound effect that broke. No, it's still not working.
It's still not working. There you go.
No.
What's going on, Noah and Perfect 11? What's going on, guys?
I feel kind of naked without my sound effects.
I know you feel like a different. I don't feel like I'm talking to Adam Baum.
No,
I don't know who you are anymore.
Something's not right. Oh no, is on Twitch. So is Justin.
What's happening, guys?
He says, "Hey, Adam and Brian.
Yo.
You want to pretend to do
number two,
rivalry out of nowhere?" So I kind of didn't understand the booking of Rusev getting such a push, and it really only lasting a week because the guy is over. I think Medine talked about it. He's number one in T-shirt sales.
I don't know specific. Could be. It sounds about right. But then also with the calendars too. They've been selling the Rusev Day calendars for $9.99.
Most ridiculous shit, and it's over as hell. It's
I
like
almost
that
bought
Santino Marella Cobra shit.
Right. That I wouldn't buy that, but I would buy the fucking Rusev. I almost bought a Tim and Eric calendar once. That was fun.
I at one time owned the Jeff Hardy and the CM Punk sleeves.
Did you really?
Oh yeah.
Now I look at
I got a pair of AJ gloves right over here on the wall, right next to the Jericho list. That's also mine.
I want to see you with all
my donation to the studio.
all of your accessories on at once. How can I make that happen?
We need to update our photos anyway. We should do another photo shoot for the
Another
group.
photo shoot?
Yeah, I mean you're half the size. Rob's twice the size. I'm 10 pounds
quarter,
lighter.
10 pounds?
Actually, it's not even that.
Oh yeah.
I keep trying to tell you I'm not getting fatter. I'm losing muscle mass.
You're cultivating mass.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, no, but truly, like I'm turning muscle into fat. I'm not actually gaining anything or losing anything.
Well, you look like shit. Hey, Birdo.
Oh, speaking of look like shit, Birdo's here. No.
Yeah.
Is that what you were going with?
No, I said you look like shit.
Oh, I thought you were insulting Birdo.
No, you look great. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. The Rusev Day calendar rocks, Stike says, because he owns it. What do we think, though? At the end of the match, you said, as we were watching it, that he was not going to lose clean. And what happened, Brian?
We're talking about Rusev now.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have to lead into it. This is all part of the same topic, Brian. It all happened in the same instant.
That's true. Okay. I like I said,
You got blinders on.
Yeah. I got the Riot Squad on right behind you.
Yeah.
I was very surprised. Yeah. Like you said, like even aside from the whole merch thing, the guy is completely over. Even in the first segment when he had nothing to do with anything, and the crowd just started chanting Rusev Day out of nowhere towards Daniel Bryan and Shane. So I find it strange that he does lose clean to Bobby Roode. I thought, and I think that I don't know. We both kind of agreed that we thought it was going to be some sort of DQ or something. We definitely weren't agreeing that he was going to lose clean, but
Perfect 11.
That's where we are.
Perfect 11 says the same thing. He says Rusev really didn't need to lose on SmackDown tonight. Build him to lose at Fastlane and then make it mean something. If he and this is where again sometimes WWE blows their wad. I would much rather see Rusev and Bobby going into Fastlane. And then as soon as Bobby wins, we get an RKO out of nowhere at Fastlane, setting up their feud at Mania. That is a Mania-worthy feud. Because what are Bobby Roode and Randy Orton going to do at Mania right now? There's nothing on the cards for them.
Yeah, that's a good question.
We were talking about maybe they do a ladder match. I think it was Medine. Somebody said it. We were talking about them doing a ladder match for the U.S. title at Mania and just throw a bunch of competitors in there.
I could see them doing some sort of, I don't know about a ladder match, but something where there's a lot, because like I said, they always like to throw in as many guys and women as they can into their matches, just so that they can have their WrestleMania moment. Because they're about creating moments. It's not about the card. It's about creating moments, Adam.
Well, the moment, again, why blow your wad on that moment, Brian?
Right. Right you are, Adam.
It doesn't make sense. What does Shinsuke do at Fastlane? I was hoping KO won and Zayn faced Nakamura at Fastlane, is what Berto said.
I definitely thought it was going to be one of the guys winning tonight. I didn't think it was going to be a count out. I'm sorry I couldn't predict anything like you are.
Well, and also Stike Leather says, to me, Roode and Rusev were a lose-lose situation for both. I agree with that. It was a bad booking. At a pay-per-view, and you put on a good match and you give people an opportunity, that is... I'm not...
What the fuck?
I'm not even acknowledging you on the board, Teddy. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so it is what it is. I don't know now, where do you put Rusev? He's hot as all hell, and now he's just going to be out of it?
I don't know. Well...
I mean, do they go to the tag division again?
What about the top 10?
Oh, well,
I don't want to get ahead of myself.
So that's where you're predicting. And Stike says he's hoping for AJ Sammy one-on-one at Fastlane. I was hoping for that too, but I never thought in a million years it's going to happen. Juan says no more Ziggler, gone for good. Juan, take a look at Twitter. Ziggler is apparently booked to fight Baron Corbin next week.
Oy.
They were teasing that earlier tonight. So
where was he?
Corbin?
No,
Dolph
Ziggler.
I have no idea. Was he shooting something? Was he in a film? So, yeah, Stike, I beat you to it there. I needed you last night with some stat checks, and you had already gone to bed.
Way to go, Stike.
Justin says six-pack challenge at Mania instead of a ladder match. It's something. Justin may be right. I may be right. They may bring some other gimmick back and just make it a cage match. Last guy, I don't know.
Make up a match right now.
Well, I was thinking, like, you can't do Money in the Bank anymore, so you do...
Kennel from Hell.
No, we're not doing Kennel from Hell.
What about...
No, Brian.
A good housekeeping match.
No, you had your segue a second ago.
Bad housekeeping match.
You had your segue a second ago, and now we're on to number 3. Top 10 Garbage. Joining us on the line for the Top 10 Garbage is Medine. What's up, buddy?
Greetings, fellow aliens.
Yo, what's up, man?
What's going on? So, I caught only the top 10 tonight, and I gotta say, let's just run through it, okay? Let's start at number 10. Ty. Only one word. Why? Why?
And on Twitter, Ty said, according to them, he said, number 10's great, but I'm the bottom of the list.
Not to mention, was it just to get a cheap pop to see if these 10 chants would come back? Because honestly, when I saw the presentation and they mentioned him, the crowd was giving crickets. I mean, there were a few 10 chants, but not like it used to be. Not at all. And
they've killed him. Booking has killed him.
And even for the rest of the entire list, too. I mean, even after
lack of booking.
Right. When Daniel Bryan went through the entire thing, the crowd was just silent. There was nothing. I mean, it was weird. He didn't even do it in the ring. He was backstage. So what the fuck? I mean, of course that's going to be the reaction.
I think they had to, in case the reactions were bad, they wanted him backstage, maybe. Well, and number 9's your boy.
Right, let's go to my boy. But back to Ty real quick. Why is he even on the list? He hasn't done anything.
Well, because it's supposed to be an actual SmackDown roster vote.
Ty was the one put on this list, Medine, because they wanted to pretend that this is real and not rigged.
Thank you, Adam. So let's go to number 9 now. So Randy fine. Okay, I'm biased, but let me take off my bias hat and say this. Not KO or Sammy, both of which who have pinned the champion this year, one of which who held the U.S. title last year, but neither one of them is on this list, at number 9 at least. But you put my boy Orton, I'm sorry, I can't co-sign on that.
Mike, let me ask you, don't you think it's kind of, I don't know, going back to having Ty come out at number 10, like immediately I just thought, oh, this is a work.
Right.
Like, even when they announced it last week, like,
there's no
maybe
way
there
that
was
it
like
worked out perfectly that he became number 10.
Right, like maybe there was like a slight chance. I was like, oh, they're doing something different. Let's see how it goes.
No, they're not. Nothing's different.
Ty at number 10, like immediately it's gonna be like, oh, all right, this is just another fucking thing.
Well, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but most of this list is either champions or the champion before,
which is fine. But Ty at number 10, come on.
Yeah,
sorry, Mike.
Number 9 was Orton.
No, that's okay, BT, and that killed the momentum for this list.
Right.
Had they put somebody else at number 10, I think the crowd might have actually showed some type of interest. But once they said him at 10, everybody knew what the fuck was going on.
Right.
Okay. What else you got? Becky was the first female on the list, so we've opened the door. They got tag teams and women on this list.
Yeah, so Becky, but didn't she just come back? Has she literally done anything?
She did the mixed match challenge. That was it, and she was in the Rumble
challenge.
Mishmash.
So my rebuttal to that is, okay, Ruby Riott pinned the champion this year. Her little Riot Squad's been prominent for the past couple of months. At least they've been doing something and been on television. Becky is not. So why is she at number 8?
Yeah.
All right.
Then let's
go to the next one, because this is the biggest one I have a problem with, and we're going to combine 7 and 6.
You got to combine that. I was going to tell you, combine 6 and 7.
So the champs are underneath the former champs? Please explain this to me, Adam.
The only thing I can explain it to you on is the fact that, and I'll use Noah's words, but he says that these are supposed to be based off people that the wrestlers in kayfabe pick. They're not going to pick the bad guys. There are no bad guys on the list except for the Usos, who have become kind of face pretty much lately.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe they're a little bit of heel has them at 7, and New Day doesn't matter if they have the belts or not. They're featured every single week, even when they don't wrestle.
I'm going to give it 2 months.
2 months?
2 months.
Before they abolish
it?
By the after Mania, there's no more top 10?
No.
Yeah.
I agree with BT.
All right, next. Keep going. Number 5.
All right, so we get to number 5, and we got the United States champion, Bobby Roode. Okay, I don't have that much of a problem with him being number 5. Now, in the past, the mid-card belt usually was not necessarily the number 1 contender, but at least close to it. I would have bumped him up to number 4. That's what I'm saying. I understand why number 3 is what number 3 is, but
right.
At number 4, let's just skip Bobby, because he's glorious. He got RKO'd tonight, but otherwise, like you guys were just saying, they blew their wad on that. They could have waited.
They should have. They should have.
But there are a bunch of coulda, shoulda, wouldas these days.
Yeah. Number 4 is astonishing to me, by the way.
Yes. Naomi, but not Natalya, the former champion. As you just alluded to earlier in this conversation, Adam, mostly former champions or current champions. Naomi is a former champion, but that was last year at Mania. The last person to hold that title before Charlotte was Natalya. Natalya should be on this list. Not that I'm...
Medine, heel, because Carmella Miss Money in the Bank is not on the list because she's a heel.
Right, and that was the other person I was going to mention. No Carmella on this list at all? She's got a briefcase. That's something.
No heels. Really, this list is just, hey, who do we want the Fruity Pebbles? This list is almost, I think, WWE's attempt to answer the how do we get people to like faces again, because most of us fans, adult fans, love the heel. That's it.
But they don't really need that, because the merch is selling regardless. We, as the people who love heels, aren't going to buy the face merchandise. The kids are.
Yeah.
So okay, you don't need more people to buy. You just need to convince the parents. Oh, really? The kids are already convinced. The kids need to do a better job of selling their parents. WWE doesn't need to sell them.
Yeah, I agree. Shin at number 3 because of the Rumble or because they voted him there?
Now, to me, it's got to be the Rumble. The Rumble makes you the number 1 contender. So, I mean, I don't have a big problem with him being number 3. You know, he hasn't really done much other than win the Rumble, but the Rumble automatically puts you in line for the WrestleMania main event. So,
yeah, and right now it's a face-face matchup. So again, that's why I think they're both on the list. Charlotte at number 2. Stikelether says it best here. He says the only thing I like about the top 10 was Charlotte telling AJ she is coming for number 1. Now, I did like that, but again, predictable. You got your champs at the top.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with champs at the top. I think the champs should be the top 2 spots.
They should have flip-flopped them. Have Charlotte be one.
Well, maybe the women vote only counts as it's equality, Brian. Women's vote only counts 1, and there's less of them on the roster.
Do you want to end women's suffrage?
No.
Good.
The other thing with that is if we're not going kayfabe. Charlotte hasn't really defended that title all that much in the past 2.5 months since he's held it, whereas AJ has been defending his title against Jinder, against KO, against Sammy. So he's been a fighting champion. He deserves the top spot.
So let's catch up the board real quick because they got some parts in this conversation.
Yeah, they've been flying.
Perfect 11 brought up a great point. He said that Vince killed the 10 chant because fans were using it to hijack shows. We remember that at Mania. They were doing it for everything. Every time the ref counted 1 to 10, they would just do 10 10s. And so Vince didn't have a choice, and Ty didn't stand a chance. That is an interesting take I really didn't consider.
I don't really know if I agree with that. Just because why would they put him at number 10 tonight if they wanted to completely kill the 10 chant, they wouldn't have put him there, and they wouldn't put him at number 10 at the Rumble.
It's true. Well, he technically wasn't.
But then if you do that, then you're killing Ty Dillinger.
His gimmick is the perfect 10, and that's what he says. Ty didn't stand a chance because of that.
Right.
No KO or Sammy, Stike said. I mentioned that. No heels, really. Rusev greater than Orton, Noah said. Naomi at fucking 4 is what Berto's commenting on.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
And he's saying Carmella's missed Money in the Bank. She should have been in it. Noah says we're giving way too many shits about this and spending too much time talking about it.
Noah, if you want, we're going to do a special on the list, actually.
Yeah,
a 3-hour special.
Yeah, 3 hours. If WWE wanted to control the fans the way they shouldn't have canceled Talking Smack. They were trying to control us, but Bomb Squad was too smart to fall for it, but I still enjoyed it. That's true. I'm the smartest guy in the room. The Rumbles, a year from now, what culture is going to make a list? The top 10 worst-ranked wrestlers on the Smackdown 10 list is what Berto said. You know what? That would be a good payoff for this. But, Brian, how long do you think this top 10 list again is going to last?
2 months, but it'll probably go for about 7 years.
Yeah. I hope it's 2 months. Yeah. Justin says the top 10 list felt like the Bowl Championship Series rankings, and they should have put this list on the WWE website. They could have used that time so much better, is what Kashmir said.
That's a great point.
As he just now joins us. And I don't. We're going to do this. Here, let me quickly just get to number 4. Number 4. Charlotte quells a riot. Okay, that's great. Because we got Medine with us, Teddy, are you ready? Everybody, are you ready?
Who's ready?
It's this day in wrestling history.
All right, so we're going to do it early, guys, because I got shit to do, and I'm going to let these guys get to the show. So, question number 1, who beat who? John Cena or Randy Orton?
Is it us?
It's us. Yeah. He asked the question, what do you mean, is it us? Brian's in Medinesboro, not just on the phone line.
Let's say RKO, Randy.
RKO?
Yeah, Randy.
I'm going to go with Cena because that's just a safer bet. Noah says Randy. Kashmir says Cena. Justin says Orton. Who's the winner, Medine?
Fuck.
So Estrada and Stike also said Cena. Teddy was stoned and said Randy. So it looks like Kashmir, Estrada, Stike, and myself were right. And Juan finally put the donut down to type his answer. He said Cena too.
Way to go, Juan.
What's up next?
All right, question number 2. How long did it take? Closest without going over. Adam, no. BT, you're not to answer this question first. Adam.
No, this is my
You're
fucking
first.
show. I don't care if it's your segment. The guest goes first.
No, I know what you guys fucking cahoots are. No.
No?
You go.
This day in wrestling history. What am I supposed to go with?
I thought you're supposed to fucking answer his question.
No, you have to answer it.
Why can't... Oh, all right, fine. 7 minutes.
7 minutes, 1 second. We got guesses of 11:27 from Noah on the board, 14:45 for Teddy, 6 minutes 23 seconds for Justin. Estrada says $1, and 9 minutes for Perfect 11, 30 for Stike, 13 for Juan, 12 for Cash. What do we got? What's the winner?
Sounds like Noah or Juan. The answer is 13 minutes and 34 seconds.
Juan is the winner. He picked 13 minutes. Good job, Juan. Teddy was over. Everybody else was under 13. Next.
All right, question number 3. The rare true or false question. Other than that match, there was only one other singles match on this card. True or false?
Ooh.
False.
Only one other singles match. I'm going to say also true because I think that's why you put that point in the statement. So I'm going with true. Brian's got false. The board has to catch up, but Kashmir says true. Nobody else has chimed in fast enough.
Noah has true. Perfect 11, true.
And false for Justin. What's the answer, Medine?
That is true.
Fuck.
I am kicking your ass.
I'm doing pretty shitty
I got
tonight.
7 minutes, 1 second. I got true, and I picked Cena. Teddy says true. Juan says false. What else? And
All right.
Berto's playing his own game of this day.
Where did this event take place? Seattle, Washington, Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, or Columbia, South Carolina?
You know what? This card stinks of South Carolina.
Yeah, I'm going to say the capital because it's bullshit.
Which capital? Washington, D.C. or Columbia, South Carolina?
No, I'm saying Washington,
The capital.
D.C.
He says the capital.
The capital. Come on. You don't know. I got to explain that to you. Kashmir and Noah say Seattle. So we got somebody here now picking from all of it. Who's right?
Kashmir Noah, get the coin. Seattle, Washington.
Ding, ding, ding. Stike Leather also said Seattle. So does Perfect 11. What is
And
that?
the last question, finally.
Mm-hmm.
What
Finally.
year did this take place? What year did this take place? Was this 2007, 2017, or neither?
Neither.
Neither. I don't have any sound effects to stall, by the way.
Yeah. By the way, he has no sound effects.
I'm suffering tonight. I can't do
It's all right.
anything funny. I have no punchlines.
All right, so,
Noah says it happened in 3007.
okay, in the future. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else chiming in?
2007 for Kashmir, Estrada, and Perfect 11, and Stike and Teddy say neither.
Yeah, jump on my neither boat.
And Juan says neither because it was 05. Justin says 2017. What is it?
Justin gets the coin. This happened last year,
Ugh.
2017.
Wow.
Man.
Estrada's guessing extra credit points for SummerSlam 2007. Noah, I know you meant 2007, but you typed 3007, so I had to bust your balls. You are our Hall of Famer after all.
Yeah.
I got to bring you down a peg every now and again. You're one of only
All right,
two
gentlemen.
people with that distinction.
Well, that wraps up this edition of This Day in Wrestling History. Adam, back to you, and I'm back to the couch.
Thanks, Medine.
Later, bud.
Oh, that was fun.
That was fun.
I like that game. Medine has found a way to have trivia important. And a quick shout out to Chris Ross. He wanted a shout out. He's been following us for a few months and stuff on the board. Hasn't figured out why they won't let him join the board on YouTube, which is funny because they'll let all these trolls with awful names on there, but
Is he going to the other one? Is he going to the marked out page, or is he going to the MOWP page?
he might be going to the wrong
Because,
page.
by the way, we're on the MOWP page, correct?
I was trying to help him, but we had to go on air, so it didn't happen. So now we're at the good, the bad, and the glorious.
Glorious.
Yeah, I'm not going to try and hit the high note like you did. You did it much better than I would have potentially butchered it.
I have
everybody on the board.
Falsetto, man. What can I say?
Steichler says, "Don't trash his home state. He's in South Carolina." I don't think we have to trash it. You guys treat it like Philly.
No, I wasn't trashing it. I was just saying that it was just it had the very southern brother kind of card.
Well,
I don't know.
My thing about South Carolina, just to get a little just logical in the world. South Carolina, to me, has a different feel, and I don't know if it's because they don't bother to inspect their cars for emissions or anything like that. You can just drive there, if that's the reason. But something's different there. It might just be in the air. It might just be
gas is cheaper.
Yeah, that's true. You drive over there, get gas, and then come back.
Yeah, it's true.
Teddy says this should be the good, the bad, and the stoned. No, that's you. Good. What did you say it was, Brian?
For me, it was KO Sammy main event. I know we've seen it time and time again, but dude, anytime they get in there, and I'm sure I've said it in the past, anytime they've wrestled, but it's always just fucking so smooth.
Yeah, if I had coins to give out, I'd give you one there. I picked another good match on the card. I picked Bobby and Rusev. I thought that was a solid match as well. The storylines tonight overall were not great, but the matches were good. Not counting the jobber bullshit that we kicked off with Bludgeon Brothers and, I'm sorry, the women.
Yeah.
Nyeh.
I didn't think it was a bad card.
No, the women. I guess I judged the women a little harshly because the last couple weeks on Raw, we've had some really good women's matches.
Yeah, no, that's true. You're right. I'll give you that. You know, the women's segment was kind of, having lived. Well, I'll wait.
And Tuesday, you have the comparison of both shows. On Monday, you're just reacting to Raw, but we can compare both and go, man, Raw did it again. Mm-hmm. Made me care about the women. Put something good out there. On the board, Charlotte is good for no, of course. No surprise.
Of course.
Good. The Usos promo, I enjoyed it. Cashmere said, it was weird that they mentioned, we used to wear face paint, and we used to do all this, but then 2017, we became lit. I'm just paraphrasing.
I kind of liked it. I kind of liked the fact that they were recognizing where they came from and all that stuff. And I actually,
it felt like they used it, Brian, to become face again.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Okay, so the potential inevitability of the Bludgeon Brothers that we're going to see, they're not the face. The Usos aren't the face.
You
see what I'm saying? They're transitioning
transitioning
them as they prepare for that rivalry. It's what they do in WWE.
I don't think that's much of a rivalry. So that's initially
Usos
what I thought.
are over, so why not make them face?
That's initially what I thought, but I think it was just more something.
Why not just make them failures like Seth Rollins?
They're the champions.
He's over his heel.
They're the champions. They're the big bad heels of the show of the roster. They were just showing that they were walking by and they were dragging their fucking nuts right in front of them and showing them who's boss. That's how I took it. Could be wrong. I don't think that we're. You really think that they're gonna flip them to be a face team to have a rivalry with the Bludgeon Brothers?
No, I think they're gonna flip them to face because they're over as hell, and WWE has a serious lack of face out there. Serious. That's why they've made Seth Rollins become a face the past year. That's why Bobby, when he got elevated to main roster, was suddenly a face. He's never been anything but a face on the main roster. That's why AJ, after he was over as hell as a heel, became a face.
You know who's a face?
Who?
Ascension.
So what?
So what? Come on, man. Now's their time.
You just want to mention them because they had a match.
Land of opportunity, man.
Steichleather says Charlotte versus Sarah next week, and then Fastlane is going to be Charlotte versus Ruby. You mentioned that she's just going to go through the Riot Squad.
Yeah, she was making it apparent, and even after the match, she was saying just 1 down, 2 to go. Next week I'm sure she's going to fight War Machine's wife.
Good. Shinsuke telling AJ he was going to beat him at Mania. Steichleather said, Teddy, AJ, number 1 on the list is good for him. Good is Sammy versus KO for Justin. And now it's time for the bad. My bad is pretty obvious.
What's that?
The Beta Files.
Beta Files.
That wasn't the name of it, but that's what I'm calling it.
I actually almost kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
Now that you brought it up.
I know that it was supposed to be funny. I get where they were trying, but the problem is that they couldn't sell the writing style they gave them. They couldn't be the smarmy way that Breezango has done it. And they tried to give them the same type of lingo. I almost felt they would have been better to try and just impersonate him.
I think that Gable was able to pull it off. I just think Shelton looked a little out of place.
Well, maybe Shelton brought Gable down, but they didn't play off each other the way Breeze and Dango do, and the script was not geared toward them.
No, I'm sure they felt uncomfortable doing something like that. You know?
It was weird. What do you got for your bad?
From my bad, it was Liv Morgan. I was kind of saying it a little bit before during when you brought up her and Charlotte's match, but just I don't know, man. I mean, the Riot Squad at this point in time, with having just watched Absolution on Mondays. Absolution? Why does that sound wrong?
I don't know.
That sounds right.
It is
It's
right.
Absolution. See, wow, just had a moment again.
Maserati?
Maharaja. Seeing
So
them,
somebody needs to get those meds that you're on for your hips.
No, I'm
That's
good,
what I
man.
think it is.
No, seeing them last night and then seeing the Riot Squad, it really does just feel like a complete, just filtered version of them.
But do you think that they're doing Absolution differently because of the Page injury?
A little bit.
I think they're forced to try and get something out of this.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing there. No Becky and no TV make Noah something is obviously Noah's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Uso's promo was a great promo, but they are not aiming at the target audience. It's mostly white males who don't understand that type of talk. If you understand it, it's good, is what Berto says. I don't think it matters so much the lingo they're using. At the end of the day, it's what they're saying. And now we've seen this 2 weeks in a row. I know it was slightly different, but that's what we've seen.
I'm just happy they didn't use those fucking graphics again with the cage slamming on the screen. That was brutal.
Oh, no, they didn't have to because we'll get there.
Yeah.
Teddy, no, not reading you, Teddy.
Nope.
Stike Leather says, Liv Morgan, they need to change her looks because she's like a Carmella wannabe. And American Beta is bad for Justin, so he agrees with me there.
I don't think that Liv Morgan is a Carmella wannabe. I think she's more of a Alexa.
Either
copy.
way, the look is not unique, is what I guess he's saying.
Sure.
Finally, we've got not finally. We're on to Glorious. Finally, we're on to Glorious. I flip-flopped with you, Brian. I had KO Sammy at Glorious here. I thought that was a really good match. I expected there to be a lot of bullshit and not a lot of fighting. And the ending swerve again, giving Daniel Bryan the out because AJ's the one who caused the DQ. I like the storyline. I would be dinging coins if I could.
You'd give coins to yourself?
I always do. When I have great ideas, somebody's got to acknowledge them just because you guys are too slow to catch on.
No, so that's what you think it is.
Brian,
in your mind.
Many times tonight, you have pulled a Kurt Angle and just stopped in the middle of what you were saying you searched your brain for your vocab word.
Adam, those are my own demons.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with how much or how little you know.
Did you hear what I said? Because that response makes no sense.
What?
I said I have to give my coins because you guys don't get how great I am because you're just too slow to do it. And your whole response was utter garbage that didn't even address the question.
I thought you said you know the most.
Exactly. I did, and I said I have to acknowledge it because you guys don't because you're too slow to.
And I had a fucking response. Oh, go back to the tape. Go back to the tape.
And do you remember your response? It had nothing to do with the question.
No, I can't wait to listen to this.
Okay.
Good. Yeah.
Did you do your Glorious?
My Glorious, like you said, we flip-flop, so I had Rusev.
Yeah.
And I guess you could throw Bobby Roode in there, too.
Why wouldn't you? The Glorious DDT he put on Rusev at the end was absolutely glorious.
He sold it well.
He did. Glorious Southern Dandy, best heel in the indie scene is for Noah. Glorious K over Sammy. Wish there was a decisive winner, though, from Stike, and he said Sammy. I wish Sammy would have gone one-on-one. I'm right there with you. I knew it wasn't going to happen, Stike, but wishes and fishes. Glorious Bobby Roode for Justin. And Glorious Sammy and KO, them two together is a grand slam. They always deliver. That's from Kashmir. It is weird, Brian, that they never seem to run that well dry.
Dude, you can throw them in the ring, and it doesn't even matter if there's any kind of story or anything. They can have a great match and still have people.
It's like dance
entertained.
Partners, right?
Yeah, exactly. They've been doing it for how many years now?
Yeah,
they've been doing it in front of 5 people, and now they're on TV and all that shit. Like it's the same thing to them. They've been doing it fucking hundreds of times.
And that's why I think, a lot of people diss the Randy Orton, John Cena rivalry for, the mid-2000s, but they did put on some really good matches. Cena wasn't part-time. He had time to work on his craft, and Randy gave a fuck.
Back then,
and
sure.
You got to remember, they were there. I assume they're still close. I don't know for sure, but Cena was best man at Randy's wedding, the first one. So when you have this kind of camaraderie, the match you trust more,
right?
Go back to like Eddie and Benoit. You could have thrown them in anytime the fuck you want.
Yep.
They're going to put on a great match, keep the audience entertained, tell a story.
Hardys, Dudleys, or Hardys, and
Hardys
Christian,
against each
whatever.
other.
Right.
Christian, yeah. I mean, when the guys work together that much, you know what you're going to get. So, with that said, we're going to go on to the creative fail. Where was your creative fail, board? Mine is Rusev. The non-push they gave him by him being there and then not. It's why elevate him at all?
Rusev?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, they didn't really have a choice, honestly. I mean, it wasn't.
They could have put Jinder in this role.
But to lose?
Well, I'm saying yes, because Jinder at least would have got the win last week. So they squashed Jinder last week. They squashed Rusev this week, and Randy gets bumped down from top card, I guess, to mid card.
But I don't think that's not really a bad thing because, like you said, how hot is Rusev right now? And putting him with Randy, I mean, I feel like we've seen that before.
Well,
you don't think so? We've seen that. We've seen.
I would have rather seen Rusev get DQ'd or win by DQ because Randy RKO'd out of nowhere. I don't think he needed to be pinned clean. That's where I'm calling a creative fail. Rusev could have won the match by DQ, no title, and just been excluded in the rivalry that is brewing between Randy and Bobby, and go on to something else.
Interesting take.
They, give him another rematch and maybe even make it so all three of them are in a rivalry and make it a triple threat style.
Where does Aiden English fit in this? Do you think they're going to stick together?
I think that the only reason they're still together is because of how over they are. I think they never intended this to be what it is.
What about the fact that he's married to Eddie Guerrero's daughter?
That's what I'm saying. I think they had a different idea in mind for him. He's a company man.
Exactly.
Because he's family. You talked about that off air. All the people that are family, it's kind of incestuous.
Yeah.
But I proposed in the real world, you get your friends jobs. You recommend your family members and stuff to this and that. I don't think it's incestuous at all. Creative fail. Rusev on the board for Justin. Rusev not going anywhere, just a phase is what Juan says. I have to edit Juan's in my brain because he doesn't know how to type. Stike Leather says creative fail. Without a doubt is Rusev. They should have dragged that out more. He can lose. If he lost at Fastlane, there's no harm, no foul. You build this rivalry up. Noah said the troll that tried to invade us, his name was a creative fail. Not having Ziggler attack Bobby and Rusev. Instead, he's in a match with Corbin next week. It makes no sense because maybe, again, all these guys are going to go in. I can't remember who said it. It was way back on the board, but they brought up the championship scramble for 6 people. It could be at Mania. So maybe Dolph, Bobby, Aiden, Rusev, maybe they throw them all in there.
Ugh.
I don't know.
I'm not a fan of that. Not a fan of that.
Did you have a creative fail, Brian?
Yeah, going back to the whole Liv Morgan thing, I just think that I don't know what they're doing with that and why they're going to have Charlotte just run through all of them. They're just really making them, they debuted a month or 2 ago, not even, and now they're just kind of
jobber
afterthought.
Status.
Yeah, really,
almost jobber status. I think, and this is an argument that Rob and I have had many, many times, where he says that people do not get pulled up from NXT just because they want to see if they'll sink or swim. He said it's when they have something creative for them. All they had was the Rumble. They didn't need to build this faction. They aren't doing anything with it, except, like you said, setting the dominoes up for Charlotte to look big.
Well, I think the only thing, like you said, the Rumble, that was the main reason. They needed women.
And
that's really what it comes down to.
And that's why I think next year it's going to be 20 and then it'll be 15 because they're not going to keep this many women on the roster because nobody cares about this many women that aren't booked, that are just going to what females out there need a female valet? If you wanted to give one of them a bodyguard or a heavy, I'm fine with that. It could even be a male. The concept of women being valet for each other and covering each other's back and how all the goods, the whole thing just doesn't feel right.
That sounds like a sexist comment. I just can't really put the pieces together right now.
It's not. I'm saying the women are supposedly standing alone. It's like, the whole concept, do as I say, not as I do. Women, be proud, stand alone, be strong, independent.
I see.
But we got to have factions, and we always got to have valets and backups. And
strength in numbers. And that's what it is. And I mean, if none of them would be on the roster
no hate,
by themselves.
By the way, they get to walk out and stand ringside and grab a paycheck. No hate, just a little envy and jealousy there.
Sure.
Let's go on to the board.
You want to see the board? Yeah.
Yeah, the board's creative fails. I think WWE paints themselves into a corner by having 2 pay-per-views between Rumble and Mania. I don't think it paints themselves into a corner. I think that's their last chance, 11, to change, swerve, or build. If you didn't have this pay-per-view, we'd be stuck with Roman winning the Rumble. Because you have the Elimination Chamber, we didn't have to see Roman win the Rumble. Keep in mind, what is it now? When did he go out? Was he...
Who?
Roman. He was second again. So in 5 Rumbles, Roman has finished second 3 times, won it once, and third the other time. So he has an average of a second-place finish in 5 Rumbles.
Not too shabby.
It's bullshit. That's why I'm glad we have Elimination Chamber, just for that reason alone. LOL award. Brian, I might steal yours, but I'm going to go first.
Yeah.
LOL is obviously the bouncing Rusev head on the subtitles as Aiden English saying. The bouncing head alone would have been funny, but his facial expression changed as he went over each word. Somebody spent a lot of time on that, and it made me laugh. Is it on right now?
It's on right now.
Oh, wow. Perfect freaking timing. What do you think, Brian? What was your LOL?
So mine happened right after the Shane and Daniel Bryan segment. When they cut backstage to the New Day thing, and they said hashtag ask the New Day. And I talked about it last night a little bit about the whole
Corey Graves and Booker.
Alleged heat with Booker T and Corey. And so the New Day, when they were looking at their phones and Big E was pretending to read a question, and he was just saying, "Does Corey Graves have a better jab or left hook?" I just thought it was pretty funny that they're actually kind of, they're bringing it up and just kind of trying to make each other laugh, back there and stuff. And
well, don't you remember when the Page videos came out? Obviously, Xavier was in them, and
very obviously,
and Big E and Kofi, remember, both turned at him. I can't remember what the line was. They said,
what the fuck was that? Oh.
I can't remember the line. Stat Boy, Stike Leather. Do you remember the line on the board? By the way, Stike Leather's sharing my brain again. He says the dancing Rusev head.
Oh, it was great.
Justin says same thing. And then they brought up some things here. Estrada's got a good point, or a good potential reason behind this. They're having Charlotte run through all these women so she can look strong when she goes against Asuka. And Stike says to give Charlotte momentum going to Mania against Asuka. I truly believe that Asuka's not going to fight for the Raw title. I think she's going to fight Charlotte, so they might be right. But you could have stretched this out. You could have made them look a little stronger. You could have had, her beat them one-on-one when the others are banned from ringside or something, the way Miz and Miz Taraj do. It's a creative fail, the way they're doing it. It doesn't matter how.
So you think that they're going to do Charlotte versus Asuka at Mania?
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
Sir. No, sir.
Because
no, sir.
Why not?
Why not? Because then that ties up both of the women's titles in the same match.
No, it doesn't.
Why?
Asuka's not going to be a champ going into Mania. She's the Royal Rumble winner. And Stephanie specifically said, don't announce who you're going to pick yet because you don't know who the champion is going to be till after the Chamber. Well, after the Chamber, it's probably going to be Botcha Banks going against Bailey at Mania on the pre-show. And you're going to have Asuka and Charlotte.
Yeah, okay.
On the main card. It's you can't split Asuka and Charlotte up and expect to get the draw you want. Asuka versus Alexa, Bailey, Sasha, any combination of that is not the same as Asuka versus Charlotte. That's a WrestleMania-worthy moment. You've already given her the Royal Rumble so she can jump ship without needing to be traded or whatever. She can pick whatever title she wants to go for. Just like Nakamura picked, I want AJ. He didn't have to. If Finn could have won, and I thought was going to pick AJ, that was my prediction. It didn't happen. Asuka beats Charlotte, moving her to SmackDown, which frees up Ronda for Raw as Perfect 11. So he's echoing it and says same thing. Big E looked at it. Strata's got the Big E thing. He says, Big E looked at Xavier and said, is there something you want to tell us about?
Yeah. And then just even Kofi, he was just egging him along too. He's just saying, oh, we're going to find out soon. We're going to find out soon. Yeah, the whole thing was just great.
So it is what it is. I really, there was a lot of entertainment tonight because the matches were good and the New Day was a little bit funny. The bouncing head Rusev was funny. There was some entertainment tonight.
Disappointed in the lack of Shinsuke. Gotta say. They had the quick backstage thing when AJ was walking back there and Shinsuke just walked by him and said, I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania. And then just,
Vince is focusing on the XFL. Maybe this is a little Hunter. Like Rob's been hinting at, because Hunter, obviously we know NXT is only an hour, but they don't put everybody on every week. They spread them out. They're taped, so they have to spread them out. Sure. Otherwise, they would wrestle like 3 times in 3 hours. But maybe SmackDown's doing that because this has been about between 4 and 6 weeks now that there have been guys left off and that were promoted to fight the following week. We didn't see Jinder, we didn't see Baron, we didn't see Ziggler. There was a lot of missing people tonight.
That's true.
So
I think it's a good thing. The show's 2 hours, and I'm all about. I'd rather have a good storytelling rather than just trying to throw as much shit in there as they can and then trying to force feed it.
You don't need a new chapter every week.
Right.
You can let some subplots wait a week, and also get these guys some time off sometimes. Let's just break the kayfabe. Life on the road ain't easy.
Exactly, and that brings me to my next thought: is like they can do shit as far as keeping rivalries fresh with just social media now. It's not like they have to go out there and have a show or anything. Like they can have a little social media beef and stir shit up and keep everyone involved with it.
I agree.
I think it's they keep doing what they're doing.
Spike says Shinsuke should have told AJ need a face. I don't have my sound effects as such.
Yeah, sorry.
Housekeeping.
You feel like a naked man right now. Housekeeping.
No creative segments. Can't get things to work.
I'm busy. Come back later. Come back in an hour.
Executive producer. He went somewhere.
This is your Marked Out podcast.
And they see me rolling. Mud
Report.
report.
Monetize.
Mud report.
Mud report. There's a few little WWE tidbits. I'm going to keep it inside of that little bubble tonight, whatever time this is for you. So I personally was surprised to see this headline. I'm not sure if you heard it, but let's see. So did you hear anything about a WWE Latin tournament?
What? It's like Lucha?
I don't know.
Or what?
Thank you. That was my reaction because William Regal actually went on Twitter and had to use his own account, and he said, "I usually use this account for entertainment purposes only."
You can't fucking talk.
No, I had something else up here. This is official though.
Oh,
WWE has no Latin American tournament booked at this time, despite the news that is being reported today. So I didn't hear fucking anything. That kind of came out of left field, and I just wanted to see if maybe you potentially heard something because
Stike's talking about the Dusty Classic finals. Are they finally gonna do it? They were supposed to do it in the fall.
Didn't we talk about? Oh, you weren't in the room.
Oh,
yeah. They announced that at the last NXT tapings last week.
Okay,
so that's coming back.
Good.
Yeah, I totally agree.
With TM61,
TM61 is back.
Yeah,
you got the fucking Eelies. You got the Street Profits doing their thing.
Heavy machinery.
You have
War Machine.
Maybe you have the Forgotten Sons of. Oh man, the board is gonna fucking. You guys are gonna have to correct me. It's either Blake or Murphy. It's one of them, and then another guy.
Which one?
Steve Cutler.
Which one is Alexa dating? I bet you, because it's incestuous. I bet you that's the one. That's
Blake.
Then that's who's the teammate.
No. Murphy.
You're horrible.
I don't know.
This is supposed to be your specialty.
Dude, they look exactly alike.
Oh, that's
whoa,
why I don't know that.
whoa. What's that?
Stike says AOP versus War Machine in the finals.
AOP. I'd be okay with that.
Noah says it's Murphy. So
Murphy. There we go. Thank you, Noah. Thank you, Hall of Famer Noah.
He probably knows.
All right,
I'm
so
sure he knows.
I don't know. I think that would be weird if they do a Latin tournament, right? Don't you think that's kind of
I'm actually
why?
I don't even give a fuck. All that's going through my head is
What's up, Joker?
we've done a worldwide tournament here in the States called
UK.
CWC. We followed that up with the UK tournament. Now we're going to do a Latin tournament, so we're covering the South American continent.
What else we got?
Next, we're going to do an Asian tournament
Oh.
over in Asia. We might have an Aussie one thrown in there.
Oi.
Gotta include Africa. And
Right you
just
are.
because Vince wants to do it first, we'll have an Eskimo something battle royal in Antarctica, so he can say that he's had a tournament on every continent.
They should do.
That's what I'm predicting.
Then they can do an Eskimo Brothers tournament, and then you can have people like Cena and Batista and John Morrison. You get all the fucking big names up there.
Joker said, Joker's here. He said, "Sup, fuckers." I heard about the Latin tournament, but didn't pay attention to it. Stike says, "Yeah,
That's so weird.
I tuned out when Brian started talking about it."
Honestly, this feels like, to me, it feels like that whole kind of urban legend. Or
Instead of doing the Dusty, wouldn't you love, Brian, to see an open like tag team invitational where the Bucks came in, like they did CWC?
Yeah, keep fucking dreaming.
No. But I'm saying, like, I'm talking not just the Bucks. I'm talking like CWC, where you bring in guys like Kota Ibushi and a bunch of guys that are going to do one-offs.
If you agree to do a one-off, then maybe you bring the guys in, but
Why not? It's a network thing. You're not really promoting them. You're giving wrestling fans who have the internet are going to go watch their matches anyway. Why not get them to see what you have scripted for them? The CWC was a success.
sure. Yeah.
Are we going to
was.
argue that?
No.
Women's tournament success?
Okay, so here's the problem, though.
But you see what I'm saying? There was a bunch of people who only wrestled in those tournaments and then went away.
No.
Zack Sabre Jr.
Fine, there's select names, but then you got what I was going to say before you keep fucking cutting me off. God damn it.
Hey, you got to grow some balls and cut me
You
off.
got to grow some balls. You have the fucking 205.
Good one.
You have the what?
I don't know. You repeated my comeback.
Yeah, because it wasn't a comeback. It was just
Good one.
stupid. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I wish I had a sound effect for how dumb you sound right now.
I'm glad you don't have sound effects
You
because
disrespectful, stupid
there
idiot.
you go. You should just do them.
I should do my own.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Rob wins.
Now I forget my goddamn point. What the fuck are we talking about?
You're fired.
Yeah.
It's the mud report. You're
it's-
supposed to go to the next
it's-
thing on the dirt.
Jason Jordan got his minor neck surgery, so he'll be out until they haven't really said, but seems like it's a short-term thing. However, I want to bring up the point. Where do you think that leaves? Say he is out until Mania or through Mania. What now?
Who?
Where does that leave Seth?
With who?
Jason Jordan.
Jason Jordan. I forgot. Well, I don't know. I still like my idea. You got a guy leaving because of injury, Jason Jordan. You got a guy returning from injury, Jeff Hardy. You got Seth with no opponent. Seth's been screwed now twice because I think he was probably supposed to be booked with Dean. Now he's supposed to be booked with Jason in the Dean role. Now fuck it, throw it out the window and start something new. Seth's got to be included in some way. Seth has to. Ever since they turned Seth face, the fans haven't really gone one way or the other. WWE booking has. They bumped him back down to the tag division. He's wrestled a little bit here and there, not really standing on his own. They reformed the Shield.
I think just the fact that he had to deal with these injuries, and surprisingly, this time it wasn't him. It was other guys that were kind of fucking up.
Well, it is
where
guys
he
that
was-
are working with him.
Right.
Sting.
He's like cursed.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Ooh.
Maybe Seth Rollins is cursed.
Ooh.
Cashmere says, bring Seth to SmackDown. No, if he is fucking cursed, keep him the hell away from SmackDown.
Plus, I think it's too late.
I love my KO, Sammy, AJ, Bobby Roode combo. Don't have him come over there.
What about though? If it really was supposed to be, and it still could be Jason Jordan against Seth Rollins at Mania. We don't know. We don't know how long Jason Jordan's going to be out. But what if Jason Jordan is out and they flip Seth back to being a heel, and somehow that they bring in Kurt, and then you have Kurt versus Seth at Mania. Would you watch that match?
No.
Kurt versus Seth, you wouldn't want to watch that match?
No. The reason why is I think that is something that you need to build, and a good build. Jeff and
Shit happens sometimes, though.
But I'm saying,
he got hurt out of nowhere.
And guess what we got, Brian? Here's my example. I always like to show my work, even if you're too slow to keep up. They didn't have time to build up Kurt Angle's return to the ring at Survivor Series, TLC. They just rushed it out there because they had to because of the injuries.
Yeah.
Or excuse me,
and your
viral meningitis. That it wasn't an injury at the time. My point being is the return of Kurt Angle should have been built up and hype as fuck and had a giant storyline in it. Instead, there's a viral meningitis outbreak, and we find out on Twitter that he's taking Roman's place in the match 2 weeks or 10 days, whatever, beforehand. So it is what it is. 420 in Ireland, Teddy says. Good for you, Teddy. Enjoy that. Noah's going to bed. Hall of Famers got to sleep.
Hey,
are you done with your mud report?
Yeah, let's keep going.
All right, we got one more segment. Then let's get the hell out of here.
Miz was signed for 4 years.
Oh.
That's interesting.
Oh, yeah. People are messaging me on Twitter in the DMs saying that there's hope yet that The Miz will be champion once again because he signed the 4-year contract. So that's good. Episode, we're going to go into Marchives. In case you don't know, this is when Hitman is in the Marchives, and he's just recounting our old episodes because he's stuck there. This one, I like where he's at right now in his, and that is he is at episode 37. It's from August 2nd, 2016. Rawsome number 2. Do you remember this, Brian?
I do.
He says, what the even fuck was that intro? Rob grumbles and grunts while pretending to change a radio dial. He recorded that with his daughter, Hitman. Way to shit.
Oh, I remember that. I do remember that.
Way to shit on something special. Knight Stike Leather, he says he's out of here. Marchives, ugh, Berto says, shut up, Berto. Get Connected. That was, remember the old Get Connected?
Yeah, we don't do that anymore. Oh, we don't have the sound effects. So
we don't have any of that shit. Rob hates the yes chant. Of course, we still do, kind of. I like the yep, but I'm over it. Rob's going out of his way to recap Smackdown Live. Hitman points out, thought we had another show for that. Yeah, I had already recapped it the week before. Rob raved about how on point Enzo was in his promo. My, how time changes. Ugh. Rob was apparently enjoying Enzo back then.
Didn't he just text us a picture of of a Snickers that said soft on it today?
No, that was me.
Oh, that was you.
You're a jackass. Oh. Rob wanted less mixed gender tag matches and more matches where the women mix it up with the men instead. We still want that. There are some things that haven't changed on that front. Brendan got a lot of board love. I don't remember Brendan.
Brendan
Bread. Panel says Roman deserves to be mid-card. I don't know. We want him to be mid-card. I don't think we think he deserves to be there. I don't know where he deserves to be.
Who's that again?
More SmackDown Live talk from Rob, and then Rob started gushing about Ember Moon. The final thoughts, Rawsome 2, not as good as the first. Lots of Rob getting his sounds and effects right. Call this the turn-up episode. So next week we'll get stuck in the Marchives with SmackDown number 2. So final thoughts here, Brian.
Yeah.
I've said it a couple times for mine. I really enjoyed the episode tonight. There wasn't really much story building.
I disagree.
We saw the Orton and Bobby start that kind of feud. I already knew about the triple threat, so maybe it was a surprise to you and a story built there, but the swerve that AJ got involved and got him DQ'd instead of, some other shenanigans, the result was the same. End result was the same. So we can't split hairs and say that was a surprise because of how it happened. The end result was the same. 2 + 3 = 5. 3 + 2 also equals 5. You can't discount that, or are you still in your brain world where you can't comprehend what I'm saying, Brian?
I can.
Okay. Then you want to reply?
No.
Okay. So
You were talking math. Honestly, you sounded like Scott Steiner's math in my head right now.
really,
Yeah, that's what I had in my mind.
nothing of what I said. Nothing like that is what I said.
Mm.
So the point of this is that I don't think there was a lot of creativity tonight. Bludgeon Brothers and Usos are doing this long, slow game. They brought Rusev up and then shut him out by Randy. Shinsuke and AJ have nothing to do with each other right now because it's all still about AJ, KO, and Sammy. Shinsuke is an afterthought. Ziggler and Corbin and others were just not on tonight. So I don't understand why we have the SmackDown, like it seems like, and I'd have to be proven on the schedule, but it seems like every time we come out of a Big Four, SmackDown is the one that has 6 weeks to prepare for their next pay-per-view, and SmackDown just uses stall tactics for 4 of those 6 weeks. They'll set up a main event, but
I think, like you said, they're kind of planting the seeds, and they're not doing story to story to story to story every week. They're doing one thing one week, and then kind of just letting it, kind of like you said, kind of letting it just kind of
later, Teddy,
grow and just kind of evolve on its own.
I don't know. I really think they're stalling for time. We have 4 weeks still to go before we get to Elimination Chamber. And then we're into March. I think it's March 12th. 2 weeks after that is when we finally get Fastlane. Fastlane is 6 weeks away. Fastlane has nothing exciting going on for it besides the predictable triple threat that we knew was going to happen. Brian's snickering because he's fighting with someone who just joined us on the board that thinks that we're in a basement and he wanted to watch the real SmackDown. This is Smarkdown. If you can spell, there's an R instead of a C, and it is very different. And plus, it's 2 fat guys in a basement, is what you said.
No, I didn't say that.
We should change the name to that. 2 fat guys in a basement.
That's a good name.
Yeah, that's what this
It's
guy
not a
thinks.
basement, though. That's my whole gripe.
Estrada, only because he's Bomb Squad, has final thought. He said, if I've learned anything about the WWE, it's that they're too inconsistent with storylines, so I just ignore it. Remember that whole Survivor Series fiasco with Triple H and Braun? Yeah, me neither. Remember all that? Maybe that's what Braun's doing at Mania, is Braun and Ronda are fighting. But we
that's
talked
a
about
possibility.
last week.
There are a lot of kind of pieces that we'll see how, and it's got to happen quick because it's creeping up on us.
So maybe Strada, they just had that out there so that they could create the footage for the WrestleMania promo package. Maybe that's why they had to do that at that. And then half our is you're real funny on the board there talking
Thanks,
to Berto.
Man. Yeah.
I think you're hilarious.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know what to do without sound effects. It's really,
how do you close out? What do you do? Well,
Right.
you have your line. You have your line.
Well, yeah, my line is the same smart time, same smart channel, but I also would just have to say to you, go away, fat man.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at U-Record Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out U-Record on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.